on to kickoff in what should be an epic one here between the Seattle Seahawks and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 yards with a new rule as he's taken down right at the 20-yard line. Throwing on first down is Rodgers. Flush to his right. Pushes over him.
Now, that's just not right.
He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
You know, I don't think this is the last time we'll see that in this game. This guy has mobility, and they want to use his legs in the game plan. So there will be designed runs as well as his scrambles.
Fresh set of downs here. On first down, Rodgers. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. Now Rodgers throwing on second down. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Deshaun Shedd. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. Charles, when plays like that work, it's a thing to behold, but sometimes we see why they're very deep in the playbook.
And how many times have we been at practice and heard all the other guys chirping about, you know, I used to play quarterback in high school, I can do this, until it becomes a game situation.
And he'll be hit from behind and taken down. They bring a man off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6.
Well, when defensive coordinators game plan to put pressure on a quarterback, they often want to use blindside rushes, and that's exactly what they did there. The cornerback gets to him and drops him.
Now it's Wilson. Wilson snags it left side. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. First carry for Thomas Rawls. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 14 there. And it's good enough for a Seattle first. Earlier, partner, when discussing Russell Wilson, you said you think he's best when Seattle is running back centric. Is Thomas Rawls the centerpiece going forward there?
I think so because of what he did 2 seasons ago before he got hurt. Because he runs that offense the way they want it run. One cut, downhill, get upfield, and Thomas Rawls is perfect for that. If he stays healthy, that allows Russell Wilson now to throw the play action, to bootleg passes that really hurt other teams defensively.
And Rawls has youth on his side, just 23. Back to the ground on first. Again, it's Rawls. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Thomas Rawls, a 16-yard touchdown run. And the Seahawks have taken a first-quarter lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how we're going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it's Thomas Rawls who finishes it off with a touchdown run. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And with a new rule, that decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he only gets to the 20. And the Steelers set to take the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities. There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? It sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. He gets it into the hands of Gronkowski. Complete. 18 yards on the pickup there. And it's good enough for a Pittsburgh first down.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Rodgers now on first down. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. No gain, and it's second down. And on 2nd and 10 now. Rodgers to throw once more. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Antonio Brown, the intended receiver. And now it's 3rd down. They come up with one running back. That's Bell. And he comes back with one complete. They give him 12 yards and a first down.
When you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's Rodgers. And that's incomplete. He was looking for his big tight end there, Jesse James. And it's 3rd down.
I know tight ends love this route because a lot of times they'll fake a block first and get a little bit of space and then come across the middle, because in their mind, they're thinking catch the ball and then drop the hammer on the little guys in the secondary.
Unable to drop the hammer, he just dropped the pass. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
Love the call by the offensive coordinator, recognizing the situation very well, calling for the play-action pass and completing it.
They come up with one running back. That's Bell. Now Rodgers. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Rodgers to throw on 2nd down. Looking middle, it's caught by Gronkowski. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up 1st and goal. So 1 quarter down here in Super Bowl 51. 7-0 is our score. Back with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's Steeler football to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Flushed out right, and he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and goal. Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field.
And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down. And they'll be in search of 11 yards here on 3rd down. Rodgers now on 3rd and goal. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Antonio Brown from 10 yards out. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And Brown only 5'10", but that doesn't mean he can't make spectacular one-handed grabs like that.
He does it all, doesn't he? No matter what you do with Antonio Brown trying to cover him, he finds a way to uncover even late in a route, and a one-handed catch is one way that he does it. Goes up, spears the football, hauls it in. Absolutely amazing. How much strength does that take? And you mentioned it, 5'10", the guys catch it one-handed don't have to be 6'3" or more. They can be Antonio Brown's height if they work at it.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. And out now come the Seahawks. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Baldwin coming off his first Pro Bowl appearance. He had career highs, Charles, in catches with 94, over 1,100 yards. That also a career high. Pretty good season for Doug Baldwin.
And I think the place that he really started to take off was midway through 2015. The connection between he and his quarterback, Russell Wilson, where they were playing more from the pocket, bigger plays downfield, that just propelled him into 2016. That, and anything he perceives as a slight, he uses it to his advantage, and he just goes out and plays.
So the offense looking at a 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
15 yards through the air on a first down. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Did they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
On first down, Rodgers. What a spin. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 5 yards on the pickup, and it'll make it a 2nd down. 5 yards left for the offense. It's 2nd down. Now Rodgers throwing on 2nd down. Over the middle, that's taken in by Gronkowski. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Rodgers now to throw. Quickly to Gronkowski. That's caught. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Rob Gronkowski, 37 yards. And the Steelers have taken the lead. The tight end can kind of be that diamond in the rough secret weapon that you have, and right there they show you why.
And it's becoming less of a secret, isn't it, partner? Every game that we do nowadays, the tight end is a featured receiver, not just a blocker, as in the days of old.
Boswell for the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
J.J. Watt, the one that gets him down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
A reminder, coming up at the intermission, we'll get highlights of this Super Bowl from Larry Ridley and the crew in Orlando with our EA Sports halftime report. To throw is Wilson. It's caught, Lockett. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
The Steelers insert their nickel defense on third down.
Yeah, they add a DB. On third down, Wilson. And he's got Lockett. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. And now they're in the hurry-up. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. To the sideline, and oh, a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
Little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
Again, Wilson. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off, William Gay. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
In trouble, and the ball's out. It's in the end zone loose. And this is recovered in the end zone by the defense. My goodness, what a late turn of events here. And we had only seen 6 of those in Super Bowl history, fumble returns for a touchdown. Now we've seen 7.
And how about this? Back-to-back Super Bowls.
That's right.
In the last one, we had Denver. Von Miller with the strip sack. Malik Jackson falling on it for the touchdown.
This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here. 1 receiver left, 3 to the right. So after the INT, it's Rodgers. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, look at the strength.
No.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Well, that was man coverage. So once he decides to run with the football, there's no one to account for him, and he turns it into a nice gain.
Rodgers now on 1st down. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down. That incompletion, Charles, gives me a chance to put you on the clock real quick. NFC teams last year that did not make the playoffs that might make a push this coming year.
Well, 3 that come to mind right away that we thought were going to be in 2016. Minnesota, remember the start?
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowl safety Cam Chancellor. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones They find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue.
You seriously just skip the halftime of the Super Bowl? Who does that? It's a Super Bowl. Watch the halftime show. All right, here we go. Third quarter action now. That'll be taken in the end zone. And a couple yards deep, he'll go to a knee. He won't return it. And they'll take it out to the 25. And now here comes the Steelers defense once more. We've got a tie ball game, but saw some points in half number one, so certainly some adjustments to be made.
And I still remember playing in one of the best halftime adjustment speeches I ever got from a coach.
Oh, boy.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
There's nothing to change, guys. Just play better. I mean, it was that simple. Can you play with more intensity? Can you play with more focus? Can you carry out your assignments better? If we do that, we don't need to adjust a thing. Let's see if they have that type of a strategy coming out in the second half.
What strategy will it be? Time to see. That's going to go as a loss of 7, and it'll set them back for second down. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Thomas Rawls there. That'll bring up second down. CD, wanted to get your thoughts just on the landscape of the offseason for each of these teams. Super Bowl in the rearview mirror, but so much going on. People look at the draft a lot. But there's a lot more that goes into the offseason for these front offices, is there not?
It certainly is, and then even before we get to the draft, you start with the combine, that's held in Indianapolis every year, and you have about 350 of the top prospects coming together to get their physicals and interviews and on-field performance, and all that will get evaluated along with their game tape. And then you get the free agents, all right? That starts, I believe, in early March, where now the free agents can start moving around to different teams, so your team's starting to take a little bit of shape there. Free agency, because then the draft's coming up. You're trying to put your team together with new draft picks, have everyone start to move in one direction, and then you have the OTAs and mini camps. We get to see them on the field for the first time, and we start to get a better idea of how these teams are going to look when the fall begins. Partner, how many times have you heard it? Pressure creates diamonds, right? But it also bursts pipes. And on that one, that's what they got. They got after him, and he was fortunate just to get rid of it.
Yeah, he just had to chuck it away. Now Brown. Whoosh. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially given 15. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You're probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
Little lull in the action here to go over an offseason storyline that's kind of interesting. LA a couple years ago, they have no teams, and now they're going to have 2 with the move from San Diego to LA. What does that mean for the league and for the Chargers?
It seems like an easier transition, doesn't it, than St. Louis when they moved back to Los Angeles.
Less culture shock.
Less culture shock, less, obviously geography, the whole deal. But it's a transition is not going to be easy. Remember, they're going to go play in a soccer stadium, essentially, for at least the first couple of years before they share a stadium with the Rams. So that changes things. Obviously, trying to create an identity in the market they haven't been in a long time. They began as the Los Angeles Chargers, but only played 1 season as such. When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
So a good spin move there before he's taken down. A nice little gain. Second down now after the pass completion. Now Rodgers throwing on second down. And Gronkowski's got it. Complete over the middle. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
Rodgers now on first down. He gets it into the hands of Gronkowski, complete. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal.
It's funny, partner. Le'Veon Bell, when he came out of Michigan State, when I go back and look at my analysis of him and what my grades were for him, thought he was a big-time player, great potential, but I didn't know we were going to get this player. I was used to a big, solid, thick running back, but now I've got a full package, a guy who can do everything, as we just saw there, including breaking tackles.
But at the time, 2nd-round pick in 2013, some people probably wishing they'd taken him in the 1st. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Call it a gain of 3. And that is going to set up 3rd and goal. Now this will be the 9th play on this drive. 1 man on the backfield, Elliott. Now it's Rodgers. That's caught at the 2. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. Le'Veon Bell taking it in. And the Steelers are going to take the lead. So they went for it from the 1 on 4th and goal, and they got it done.
Is this the new NFL?
This is the new NFL.
This is the updated NFL, and I like it. I know that quarterbacks across the league have spent the entire offseason and even during the season lobbying their coaches to go for it more on 4th down. Let's go get it. Because nowadays, you've got to score points to win games in the NFL. You can't just rely on your defense to hold them.
I think the quarterbacks want to eliminate field goals inside of 30 yards, probably.
Well, listen, they have enough confidence in themselves that they can call plays and make plays that they won't need those field goals inside the 30.
They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open, now 2nd down. Let's look ahead for a quick minute. We don't have the schedules yet for next year, but what we do have are the 5 international games that will be played, 4 in London and then 1 again in Mexico, Jacksonville, Baltimore, Miami, New Orleans, Cleveland, Minnesota, Rams, and Arizona. Those in London, and then Mexico's going to get a great game. The Raiders and New England.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And just think about the ones in London. Remember, they're splitting them between the 2 different stadiums in London, so they get a different flavor in all of these places. But Mexico, for the 2nd straight year, the Raiders are coming to town. That should be a whole lot of fun.
Should be a ton of fun and a very good matchup. 3rd and long. It's Wilson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Von Miller in there to drop it for his 2nd sack now here tonight. Here's John Ryan now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Seahawks with possession of the football, but they do trail here to begin quarter number 4. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. With it is Brown. He will not go down.
Have to retake those ankles.
A good return there, 17 yards. And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a bead on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. 2nd down following the incompletion.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop. Timing's crucial in any route thrown, but when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down inbounds? On that play, all those things going through his head might have caused him to drop it.
And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
A short game that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. And that is incomplete. The Steelers try it, but they come up empty on 4th down. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. A fake to Rawls. Now it's Wilson. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes. And that's going to be a first down. Well done.
Holding offense.
And that right there will set him back a bit on the offensive holding penalty.
And you know who you want to pressure after a penalty like that? The guy who just committed the foul. You want to see if he's going to keep his head down or if he's going to get his head right back into the game. I'd send a blitz at him right away and see if he holds up.
And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. He hits Jermaine Kearse. 30, past the 20, and all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Jermaine Kearse. 71 yards. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up. Good pass, clean catch, and a house call there on the fly route.
And not that much room to operate. So that tells you about his acceleration. We always talk about being able to go from 0 to 60 real fast. It took him less time than that to get to top speed and complete that play.
Tyreek Hill on the return. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. Now Aaron Rodgers and the offense heading back onto the field. And the stats on the screen tell the story. A great start. This defense, they made some good adjustments, though. He's fallen off since.
Have to like what they did at the half, but you also have to like the fact that they hung in there. Despite the fact they had a tough first half, he was locked in, right, and rocking and rolling. They came out, made their adjustments, got their confidence back. Now they're causing them all sorts of trouble.
Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him. Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. He'll get a couple yards on that one, and it'll bring up a second down. Tie game late, and the offense really has to be conscious of the clock here as it's becoming a factor late in this ball game. Rodgers to throw on second down. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Antonio Brown, his second touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Steelers are going to take the lead.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His second touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent. But you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
Now Wilson on first down. He's got time. Still back there. And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. A good pickup there at 22.
There's a good push to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely.
I mean,
size, the hands.
The speed. I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
And left side here, it's Graham. 2 minutes to go in Super Bowl 51 from Houston. We're back to perhaps crown a champion after this. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On first and 10, it's Wilson. And Graham's got it over the middle. A gain of 6 there on first. So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Back to throw. Going to Rawls on the dump-off. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. He's back to throw. Drops it underneath for Rawls. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. They'll look to throw. And he's got the big tight end, Graham. Touchdown, Seattle. Jimmy Graham from 10 yards out. And the Seahawks a 2-point conversion away. They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for. And this touchdown will count. Wilson going to throw for it. And that one is incomplete. So they got into the end zone for 6. They couldn't get into the end zone, though, to tie the game. And they're still down 2 here in the Super Bowl. And this doesn't work. The Steelers recover it. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that when they needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
This is caught inside the 15. Now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And now inside the red zone, the offense will operate. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. Le'Veon Bell, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. Rodgers will throw for it. And he will dive into the end zone, and the 2-point conversion is successful. So they try to make it a 2-score game with a conversion. It pays off.
And they've looked at the situation, figured it out well. A 2-score game in this situation, they've got to feel much better about where they are.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't.
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. Well, not the position they want to be in. Still a very, very small chance here, but they almost need a miracle.
Agreed. That means they've got to get it to the sidelines, get out of bounds, and preserve clock.
Wilson, and it's incomplete. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Throwing now is Wilson, surveying the field. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down. If they're going to have a shot in this Super Bowl, they're going to need this one on 4th down. Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. He's going to let it fly. He's got a man. Complete. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter.
And there's the touchdown that they needed, so they'll celebrate, but the guys on the sidelines, they've got to stay focused. The onside kick team, they need them to get the ball back.
Yeah, part one of the equation done. Now they need to convert and get that onside kick. So with under 30 seconds to play, this is the game right here. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw.
Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. A great lead, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. In the slot on the right is Graham. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of play.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play. He'll look to throw. Finding time. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. Back to throw. He's got time in the pocket. Now a desperation throw deep. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off here by the former first-rounder, Justin Gilbert.
And that one, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to come up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw, and it'll wind up being intercepted.
And the most curious way there to burn some clock. That was wild.